Matthias, Alex, nice to have you here. First, introduce yourself and tell the audience where you are.
So my name is Alex, surname is Fedorov. I'm a fractional and operational and interim CTO consultant. Work mostly with startups and building engineering cultures in XP style.
So I'm Matthias, I'm a software engineer. I'm working currently for Agile. We are an eSIM provider. If you go to travel, come to us. We are the best one, of course. Apparently, I'm also doing some community work in Berlin for a couple of times, also as Alex. That goes mainly for Kotlin, and the other main gig I actually have is the Extreme Tuesday Club in Berlin, which happens every second Tuesday in the month. Mm-hmm. And that's basically that part.
And we do it together.
Yes, he's the other organizer. And where we are right now is the Hedwig-Dohm-Haus of the Humboldt University of Berlin, and that's also at the same point the house for the students in Berlin, and that's basically where we are.
So, what's this event?
Yes.
This event is called XP Unconference Berlin 2025, because it's 2025 today. XP stands for Extreme Programming. It's at this point quite an ancient software development methodology that focuses on, first and foremost, on technical practices and making sure that we create excellent software, but also on collaborative practices in the team and within the teams. Essentially, a lot of people who deal with Agile and XP and have experience in both would always tell you that XP is what Agile lacks, but if you have XP, you don't need Agile because you're already Agile, basically. Of course, it's not a silver bullet, as they all say. There are things that it doesn't have in its repertoire, so you need to always augment it and adjust it and put it in context of your business, your challenges, your team, etc. And what is this conference? Extreme Programming Conference actually exists already. It's called XP Conference. But myself specifically, I'm a fan of unconferences, and I'm not a fan of conferences. I'm going to tell you why. Conferences have preset agenda with invited speakers or speakers who apply. Usually, a lot of these talks and these agenda items are not that interesting to all participants. So maybe participants come in either for networking or for one or two topics on the whole agenda. An agenda has like 40 or 60 topics on it. Significant number of topics that come from regular conferences have some kind of commercial or corporate profit motive. And for example, somebody is showing you something cool and they do the demo of their cool technology that then they hope that you're gonna buy from them, right? Or gonna buy their services helping you install that technology. Now, I've experienced the Unconference first time back in 2016, and I've been fun ever since, because essentially there's no profit motive, there's no corporate involved. It's just participants together learning and sharing knowledge and advancing with new insights synthesized from sharing that knowledge, the industry forward and advancing their knowledge forward, where every time that I or other people I know come from Unconference, they come fully loaded with insights and new knowledge, and they start usually implementing it in their jobs or in their work or in their hobby projects immediately. Now, of course, currently in our industry and where we work, and among our software engineers, technical leaders, even business leaders, AI is a big topic. It's a big topic also for software developers, because software developers have even different camps. There are camps of people who haven't adopted it yet, haven't tried it enough, don't want to, or didn't have the time to. Then there are people who did try and it didn't work for them. There are people who tried and it worked for them, but they are just slightly improved. And there are people who praise it to the sun because they say that 10x more productive, etc. What made it also very stark for me is the realization that I met XP practitioners in all camps. So I met XP practitioners that stay away from AI and want to continue working like they do, already very effective. And I met AI XP practitioners who combined the two to try to be even more effective than they were before. And of course, there are, in this conversation, valid points from all sides and all perspectives, and there are also risks to be involved with the AI system development and all of this stuff. So what I wanted to create with theme of this conference, AI and XP, or XP and AI, is conversation between XP practitioners that offer different points of view and different experiences, and share the knowledge. So at the same time, the people who are over optimistic can see what doesn't work, because people can show them, hey, this is my code, this is what I've done, and this is the result I'm getting. And at the same time, the people who have good skills and experience and they've trained it for maybe already for a year or two, and are getting results, they can share how they're getting results and in what scenarios they're getting results, in which context they are able to get them, and maybe even share in which context they wouldn't do that and would not get the results as well. Because it's valuable to know, because it's, to me, it's just a tool in the toolbox, one of the tools. And just like any tool, you need to know when to use it to get maximum leverage and when not to, because you're not going to get any leverage out of it, right? And everything in between. So this is why I wanted to create this space to have this conversation, and Unconference is a perfect format because it allows people to actually discuss and share the knowledge that they want to share, not something that some other company wants to do, or not something that is popular, because often also in regular conferences you have topics that just have buzzwords in them, not actual substance.
Yes, I can speak a little bit more about the idea, why we even do this, right? Why even make the trouble and to organize stuff like this. And let me also open here an arc of story, because to be honest, like especially when it comes to AI and things, I'm a very conservative person. I didn't like how it was talked and advertised over the last years, especially in the sense it will replace developers, you don't need to code anymore, you know what I'm talking about. Especially in the beginning. Those voices are not that loud anymore, luckily. But that made me really upset, and it made me even more upset at the beginning that I had a lot of people around me which told me, oh, it's so great and I don't code anymore, and so on. And for me that was more enforcing the moment that I personally didn't like it, because it tried to take something away from me which I actually enjoy, and that's really sitting down, writing some code and solving some problems through it. It's like a puzzle and stuff. No, we all say that, but it's for me also the same. And second thing, this year also occurred since I jumped a little bit jobs for some reasons, and I had in between a little bit more time to also reflect over the last couple of years and times and read some books. And apparently I was reading a book funnily from Dave Farley at the time, and I was speaking a lot with a lot of people around me also about the topic, because I slowly understood the benefit of this entire topic more and more, also for me personally. And at some point I was sitting somewhere, most likely on my bike, and hearing still to the audiobook. It clicked in my brain, and I knew that actually we should speak about it more, because everybody speaks about AI without speaking about AI in their daily work, especially, right? We just say, oh yeah, we use that, this and that. And for me, it was clear that the format of a traditional conference can't bring that, because the main thing for me, conferences are nice, especially also nice for connecting with other people. But I'm really honest, I'm really selective meanwhile to which talks I go, because I also don't get so much value out of it anymore. It's just a game. And on the other side, if you have open discussions, which we unfortunately don't have so much on conferences in an official scope, this fixes the problem, right? For me, it's also more like if I'm sitting actively in a discussion, I remember that much better.
Yeah.
Right?
Same.
I take that at home, and I also know if I say here, come, let's down, let's open the laptop, let's make a session together and code aside, we can do that here. You can't do that on a conference.
Yeah.
Conferences, and you pay a fortune for that. That's another thing which I don't like. I wanted this low accessibility, that everybody, also beginners, can join, because they benefit first of all the most from all of this, and this is our future, right? We want bright minds also in the future, which make incredible products. But unfortunately, for conferences, it's not that easy, because nowadays, and I think you also know, companies tend to actually lower down the education budget, so people are getting more and more selective to which conferences they go, if they even go, if they get even a thing. And that's why this thing here is also free, and if we do it again, it stays free. It has to be, because we need the people, we don't need anything else.
And how you made it free? Because
Yes.
okay, who is supporting this?
So the thing is, I'm technically and also in reality a member of a small group, which is the so-called Humboldt Initiative. That's a circle which forms around the students' body in the Humboldt University. And through that, actually, we first of all can use here the building, and second of all, they were so grateful, not grateful, we were so happy that they actually give us some money to say, just do that, because it also shows we do some work content-wise, and we are happy that you have the space and can actually host that. I mean, technically we could also take, like, of course, a fee from the attendees, but you see, that is first of all a legal problem, because then you have all the stuff like with official company bank account and taxes, and it's just complicated. And on the other side, as I said, that even if you take 15 euros, that creates a barrier. And for some people, it's even too much these days.
And it's the first time I'm attending some Unconference event. So what's the format? Can you explain it?
I can dig into that. I'm going to do it by comparison, very quickly. At conferences, you go in and you know what is going to be on the agenda. You know who are the speakers, you know what are the sessions, so you choose the sessions you go and you go there, right? Maybe you change in a day and so on. In a conference, there is no agenda when you go, so it's empty. And responsibility to fill the agenda with topics and sessions is a responsibility that is participants' responsibility. So every participant is responsible to create this experience together. How are we doing this? In the morning of every day of Unconference, we have so-called marketplace, or you also go to flea market, depending on the style that you choose, where people just think about, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to learn? What do I want to share? What do I want to do? What do I want to present? Or what do I want to practice? right? These kind of things, or what they want to discuss, or what they want to debate even potentially. And they write the topic on a sticky note or on an A4 paper, tell a few sentences about it to the crowd, to the whole participant body. Basically a very quick half-a-minute pitch, right? And then they put it somewhere on the empty grid that is our available rooms on one side, and on the other side available time slots for sessions. They put it on a grid where it's free, and then over the time of the marketplace, the grid fills up, right? And then every participant makes a decision where they go, because this is now the agenda for the day.
And lots of interesting topics brought up by participants, and I think the participants are kind of the key of this event, because I think today we had lots of nice people who came even with 4 or 5 topics to discuss. So that's very tricky. If it doesn't happen, then the whole
every participant is like a keynote speaker.
Exactly.
At this conference. So this is this different level.
Okay, talking about keynote. Today we had a very nice keynote. Who was it? What was the topic? And where did you find him? He's a nice guy.
I mean, Dave Farley is actually a quite well-known person. He is the mastermind behind continuous delivery. He runs his very cool on a YouTube channel for years now, which is also, I think, now called Modern Software Engineering. Check it out. And he presents content, I think, even every week. So, and he's also a consultant and so on. So he does a lot of stuff, and he does that for a long time. He's one of the big names in the extreme programming community. He, I think, has a very special, very unique view on the topic right now, which I am personally very close. I can relate. I understand it from a point. That's why if you saw me in the keynote, I was nodding and said, yes, that's right and stuff, because this is the stuff I understand, and I understand the reasoning of from him and so on. And the process of writing him or obtaining him as a keynote speaker was basically like this. We were sitting somewhere in a Mexican restaurant around the corner. We were thinking, do we need a keynote speaker? Then we thought, or you asked, whom should we get? I said Dave Farley.
No, we had a more sophisticated discussion. We asked the question, how is keynote speaker makes any sense for Unconference, because it's not supposed to have predefined speakers.
Yes. But for an opening, right?
What we agreed on is that if somebody is really good and can set up the theme for the conference, instead of promoting something, right? Which Dave Farley didn't do. He really set up the theme.
Yes.
So that's what we expected. That's what we got.
Yes, exactly.
That was where you convinced me.
So, and I was the only question how that actually worked. I was like, let's just write an email. You can just say no, right? What's the worst thing?
Yeah, worst case scenario is just he says no. No, worst case scenario he doesn't respond.
Yeah. So
the same.
It's a no either way, right? And I didn't find his public email address somewhere. I think he has something, contact at continuous delivery or anything like this. And I thought, like, let's just try LinkedIn. And he responded without even a bigger thing. I wrote really email, or a small email, which was a little bit longer, just to say we apologize. We don't have big money. We can't pay flight tickets. We can't pay a fee or anything. And he said, no problem. Might be the right talk for you. How much time I get? Can I have more time even? I was like, yeah, sure. It's all good. And I'm so happy, so humbled and everything that he really said yes. And it was so just uncomplicated. He's such a nice person. It's incredible.
Cool. Participants are leaving, and what do you think they should take home?
What you can actually see here, that we are stronger together, that we are strong together in as a community and in a community. And if we want to strive, especially in industry which actually wants to get rid of us, that we should never forget, they don't want us, we are too expensive. If we are not sticking together, at some point we are gone.
Yeah.
So community is our backbone, and I wish that people embrace that more, that people understand it more, and that people are also contribute more. Because what I see over the last years that, for instance, in the Android community, we had a really vibrant community when it came to open source project and stuff like this, and that went down a little bit over the last years.
Exactly.
And that makes me sad. And on the other side, what I also see, we see a lot of popping up example projects which are marketed. That's a new hot shit to solve problem XYZ, which is not true, because it's just advertisement for them to find a new job, which I totally get why they do it. By the way, that's not my problem. My problem is like that. What we are missing is really the hardcore contribution, for instance, to the ecosystem, or anyways, and with that also to the community, and we need it. Without the community, we have no future as an industry, and also personally, it will be really hard for us each.
I agree, totally agree. And anything I forgot to ask you want to mention about this event, or?
Of course, first of all, we have to say, of course, anybody like you yourself. Big thank you for everybody who shipped into the conference. I'm really grateful that participants even show up, because what we shouldn't forget, we make a conference on a weekend. That means there is no company which gives them a day or two off for that.
Yeah.
And this is basically their free time. So I'm thankful that they are coming, and that they have hopefully fun.
Great job, guys. Just feedback as a participant, not just your friend, is that I didn't notice any flaw. Everything was great, even the coffee, even though I'm not a coffee guy. But yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for taking care of the community, coming up with new ideas, and communicating with initiatives or anything that you know to click things together, and yeah, you two exactly click to each other with different aspects and make this event great. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.